was worthy of the prize. My persistence, rubbing salt into my eyes. We loved it, all the poison in our veins. We'll never get it together, we'll never be the same. Oh, my heart, my head, damage done, truth be said. Ow. Oh, my heart, my head, damage done, truth be said. Ow. I forget what it was that I said, and I regret all the honesty that I played. You loved it, sending me in a spin. You may think that I'm beaten down, but I'm up for it again. Oh, my heart, my head, damage done, truth be said. Ow. Oh, my heart, my head, damage done, truth be said.
Welcome. It's a Saturday. We got Gerald, Mr. Hemi, Megatron, Wes from Warriors End Tennis. Good to hear that. Men's Daily Advice is back. Big Toe Outlaw, Mr. E. Hope everyone is doing fantastic today. Jason Reed from Colorado is in the house. Supposed to do lunch with my boy that's moving, and he doesn't feel very good today, so I figured I'd make good use of my time. Good use of my time. Well, this is the MRAD channel. I just changed it to Rebel Against Defeat 2.0. Mysterio from Winnipeg in the house. Juara is back. Retired at 38. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I posted this, I don't know, half hour ago. Some got the notification, some didn't. But you know what? I'm shadow banned again on my second channel, which is a positive thing because they know the truth is getting out. You know, it's funny. There's some content creators that won't go live unless they have like 700 likes or something. It's just goofball if you think about it. We have a mission out here, and the mission is this: improve men, give men truth, not sugarcoat it, not tell you that hopium is a strategy, because it's not, right? Timmy Kramer back 115 in Phoenix, but he ain't getting married, guy. That's not going to cool you down. It's going to heat you up. Eddie A is back. Mysterio got the notification. Good to see you. C.E. Carrington. This is a new name. Tell me where you are from. We are glad you are here. Welcome. On a treadmill in Burbank, Bob Hope Airport. Serve the message, Carnal. Thanks for the word, rad. Ishii Banks. Betty Saab is back. So here's the deal. 99% of women are damaged goods. But I would say an equal amount of men are damaged as well. Men raised by single mothers, men raised to play video games all day, men indoctrinated through social media, men indoctrinated through putting women on pedestals and chasing hopium and being in their emotions. So this is an equal discussion. Men have caused so many issues in society, and I'm not bashing on men. Men have allowed a lot of issues to continue. If men would have said, no, you're not on the pedestal, I am, maybe there would be a difference. But there's not. So let's talk about why they're damaged and what we can do about it and why we need to watch out for these red flags. It's as simple as that. Megatron going hiking at the beach. Men's Daily got the notification. Appreciate that, you guys. Some get it, some don't. If you got a food truck, what would you serve? Burgers. Cool burgers like Thai jalapeno habanero burgers. Good point yesterday about how many low calories you can fit in an eating window. Yes. Guys, go try to eat 2,000 calories in a sitting. It ain't easy. It can be done, but it ain't easy. All right. You are subbed to me on Rumble. I know all of these videos are switching over. technically you are only a single dad for 8 years. That does not mean your kids will be criminals. Well, here's where the single dad, single mom, we were co-parents. That is how I look at it. I'm a father that's single in terms of relationship status, but I am a co-parent. When we think of single people, single fathers or single mothers, where the other person is not present. I just need to clarify that, but appreciate the comment. Singletown Bachelor is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out Singletown's show. Investing in damaged goods is a poor choice. 100%. 1,500 calories is a lot of calories. Rebel, there's 100 bands in town this week for Lollapalooza. Chicago's music scene is about to burst to life. Are the Smashing Pumpkins going to play, or Thrilling Muses, or the remnants of Material Issue, which one of the best power pop bands to come out of Chicago? I was at the Orange County Fair yesterday. The level of tattooed women with fat guts and skinny legs, unreal. Danny DeVito Penguin. I love it. Let's talk about damaged goods. Women have been raised by best friends, mothers, and I have knowledge of this because my oldest is a female raised by her mother, who was really her best friend. And the amount of entitlement, the amount of what she could get away with, the lack of respect for the father, the lack of respect that she saw her mother give to the husband, that's an issue. That's damage right there. If you are dating a gal or know of a gal who has daddy issues, stay clear. Stay clear. If she doesn't like her dad, she talks bad about him, stay clear. Now, this isn't necessarily a red flag discussion, although it can wind up like that. Abe's in the house. Tell me where you're from, Abe. Women are not women anymore. Well, women are becoming masculine in their personalities, in their traits. And a lot of men are now emotional. Boys are emotional. It's not how it was 80 years ago, 70, 60, 50 years ago. Geez. Luckily, I had the father I had. Wasn't easy growing up in a very difficult environment. My boys grew up with a mom that, catered to them. And dad had to be the other piece, giving them the opposite of what mom gave. But that is what it is. Maltha Gabe, good to see you, riding on his enduro sport all over the world. Abe says, I'm too conservative. All women are beneficiaries of bifeminine. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Everybody says to me, 100% of AWOL. No, I don't agree with that. There's a 1% and 2%. My sister, my youngest sister, is an amazing wife and mother. Married the first guy that she kissed and dated. She is happy as a clam, loves her husband, and that completely. Now, my other sister would be considered, well, a modern day female. So, and I've met a couple that are not of the 98%. Now, all women have female biology and female nature in their heads already. It's already programmed. So, yeah. Singletown says women should not be masculine, period. 100%. It's hard to find a regular weighted woman. Most people can't become better because they lack introspection and emotional intelligence. Emotions control them. Well said, Wes. That right there is truth. Mal's back at work from visiting the Daxter. Stay clear of Daddy's Girls 2 entitled Princess, 100%. Billy the Goat's back in the channel. Good to see you. Check out Billy's channel as well. I got a shout out to Warrior Zen's channel. Guys, he got some good stuff. Timmy Kramer here in Phoenix. All the ladies have high-paying corp jobs and come with high loads of debt. They all run in she-wolf packs. Timmy Kramer laying it down to Chinatown. She-wolf. There's also some snarkiness in the masculine women. That should be a crime. 100%. I mean, that's another damaged issue. If they're acting masculine when they should be in their feminine. Women these days are so damaged that you can do everything right and yet it's not enough for it. No, because it's entitlement. You got Oprah pushing the narrative for 45 years. You had Sally Jesse Raphael. You had the reality TV shows, the Ricky Lakes. Now you have The View. Men are considered disposable and toxic. Hence, women are programmed literally, subconsciously and consciously to view men, the majority of women to view men like that. Now, what on that flip side, what are men doing? How many people really frequent these channels that really understand the game, that have been through the grinder, that say to ourselves, you know what, this is not how society should be. We definitely have gender roles and gender traits between us that we need to adhere to. And men are becoming emotional because that's what's expected of them. That's what they're programmed to do now. That's what society and the media has propelled at them for decades now, at least 3 decades. Men are not attracted to masculine women. We repel them. I cannot stand a masculine woman. Women are the biggest in human history. They sure are, Jawara. Travis is back. If battling with a woman, word of advice, don't text or leave anything negative that can hurt you in court. As a man, I recorded none of that shiat. I'm going up against 84 pages she recorded on me. Oh, yeah. I did the same thing. Par for the course. Hang in there, Travis. And that's 100% Singletown. The Oprah diet has infiltrated ladies. I just watched a interview with Ice Cube, the rapper, and Tucker Carlson. And Ice Cube is not invited to go on Oprah's channel or The View because he's an independent thinker. Go figure. They're kicking out Ice Cube, who grew up in the hood, and he can't even go on Oprah's channel because he's an independent thinker. He's saying, look, there's something wrong with society. If you don't fall in line and consider men toxic, and other men are calling other men toxic. Male feminists, the worst type of male out there. Ishi says, sometimes I wonder, how is the midsection so fat and the legs are so skinny? It's all the sitting around on social media. I always said behavioral health is a tremendous place to be if you're in healthcare. There's so many kids and families in therapy. The other thing would be to be an eye doctor because of myopia. Everyone's got their phone up here and all their vision's going crazy. Crazy. This gender war crap is off the chain in North American Matrix. Well said, Men's Daily Advice. Check out his channel as well. He's got some good stuff. You're 100% right. I remain more stoic for the most part. 90% of the time, nothing is 100%. I agree with that, Mysterio. Rusty Rivers is back. Good to see our brother Rusty. Pretty Pearly looking for an 8 to 9 figure husband. Chameleons don't change, do they? I think with the Rad Channel and others, the lightweight thinking of getting married is going to go down. I don't hate marriage. I don't recommend it to anybody. It's the diet. We get more fatter, and fat equals feminist. Would you say feminist? Men are pretty easy to keep happy. Respect is one of the things we must have. Women refuse to even give basic respect today. I would say that is probably, Jason, the number one damage trait of them. Lack of respect, lack of just true compassion in the sense that they respect the man for what the man contributes to society. You saw that with Ice Cube and Tucker. I think Ice Cube, back from the today was a good day, didn't have to use my AK in NWA, but he's pretty well versed. In fact, apparently he got kicked off Barbershop because that movie Barbershop because he wouldn't take the pokey pokes. Who would want to go on her show? A lot of people go on Oprah's show. It started with men before wars, putting food on table. Hunting kept the men on their toes. And the testosterone was high. Easy world, materialism, too much food, democracy, soft world, destroyed men's souls, and damaged 100%. Couldn't have said it better, Betty. Couldn't have said it better. The weakness of this world, the weakness of life, because it's been so easy, has contributed to this. And I said, women's testosterone has gone through the roof. Men's testosterone has not. It's been a complete shift. Ironheart canceled all of his subscriptions to the emotionals. Sometimes too much thinking about what's wrong with everything is not helpful in life. It's information overload. Well said. And that's another thing. We've got to take our red pills every day. We've got to remember and remind ourselves, because we as men are also programmed, if you think about it. But we have to realize, we have to remember, she's not yours. It's just your turn. Don't believe anything they say and less than half of what they do. Work on yourself. That is the best return on investment. Seek validation from your internal self instead of it out external world. Men continue to put and chase women. That is not how society was set up, ever. Megatron, you're absolutely right. It is an addictive drug. Check out Hammerhand's review of Barbie on Rumble. I need to check that out. I know he did that. I'll have to check out Hammers if he's listening. Rebel seeing the Band of Maids Thursday. I think they're playing Salt Lake here this week, or they just did. I saw an advertisement for Band of Maids. Named Gusto. There you go. I'd rather be on Rad or Outlaw's show. More in line what I stand for. Well, absolutely. Doesn't take a lot of guys to get together and realize that there's something wrong in this world and we want to improve ourselves. If you cannot fix relationships, if you cannot fix ladies, if you cannot fix the environment, why don't you just fix yourself? Why don't you work on yourself? Get yourself better health, better emotional health, better mental health. We got a new one here. Soft Tuner, is that right? Going to read right. Sa Tunar, where are you from? Good to have you. Women these days are bored when you see 40-year-olds with a teenager boy doing OF and putting all sorts of trash for simps for validation. It shows the world is gone. Well said. Well said. Similar along lines with Tom Likas' thinking. Ice Cube wasn't even invited to a casting movie reunion of a movie he helped produce, Barbershop. Isn't it sad? You would think Ice Cube wouldn't be invited to all that liberal stuff. They're train wrecks, dumpster fires, and all-around demolition derbies. T-Tox in the house. Good to see you, brother. If you were married to the 2%, would you say the same thing about marriage not recommended, but you lucked out with a 2% woman? Well, I would say that I still don't recommend marriage even to the 2%. You could hang out with them, have separate houses, separate cohabitation, separate lives. That's what I mean when there's a 1% to 2%. If you want to get married, I would say join the Amish. Hulk Hogan, despite suffering so much from marriage, still haven't learned his lesson. He's engaged that 45-year-old. I saw that. Okay. What else we got? It's sad. The Hulkster. Hey, brothers. Yeah, I saw him in the Chicago airport like 20 years. He got off the plane. He was wearing all black with his blonde mustache, and he had a bandana with blonde hair. And I said, "The Hulkster!" And he goes, "Hey there, brother!" He fist bumped me in the air. Chicago airport. O'Hare. You wait. Ice Cube will be blackballed, or scandal will pop up. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, some of the guys I like, Jericho Green, the black guy YouTuber. I think he's great. Very conservative. Lives in California. Goes off on his own kind. Goes off on everybody. He's just a voice of reason. Candace Owens, I think, is pretty dang smart. Yes, she's a female. I think she's solid. I think there's a lot of guys out there. We have a lot of guys in our chat that are black that don't follow that line of thinking. I don't know where John Markel's been, but he's out in Brooklyn, and he's completely anti that libtard stuff. Mouth cape aped to Hulk Hogan. I want to lose half my shit again, no doubt. Ireland, brother. Good to have you here, man. Ireland. Would like to visit Ireland someday in England. Bandmate is just restarting their U.S. tour, so if they're coming, go see them, Rebel. Might have to take up that opportunity. Social media represents the old Frankfurt mass Masonic agenda to empower women and turn men into soy. Well, we're seeing everything. People say, is it ever going to change? No. What happened when Rome, if you really understand your history, Rome, the greatest civilization and culture ever in society, destroyed their enemies, went complete skittles in the end, and their whole friggin' town fell apart. That's what's happening. Smart men don't get married, says Sarah Phim. Good to have you. Jason Reed says, if a man can control his urges, it enables you to be in control of yourself or yourself. Well said, but a lot of guys can't. That flowing testosterone juice is one powerful drug. The Jonathan Noble mode of separate dwellings does not work with most women. No, it doesn't. Women want kids in marriage. It's like birthright for them, even if it falls apart. I think later in life type relationships over 40 would probably work that way, but you're absolutely right. Infamous Cheesecake is back. Good to see you. Street Monk is back. I haven't seen Street Monk for a while. Greetings from St. Petersburg. What's the thoughts over there with, is that St. Pete, Florida, or St. Petersburg, Russia? I'm going to say it's Russia. What's the take on Putin out there? Ireland has a tin-eared country music, right? Or maybe that's the last time I checked. The Fighting Irish. Got a little Irish in me from my dad's side. Benjamin MGTOW, R.I.P. Man, don't get married, right? So these are the damaged goods. We're dealing with them. Anyone that's watched a Kardashian, anyone that listens to Taylor Swift, female, damaged. Anyone that likes Demi Lovato, Sam Smith, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, and they're all damaged. You cannot fix them. Anyone that's a feminist is damaged. Anyone with raised by a single mother to hate men and disrespect the father and doesn't like damaged. Now that damage plays out in a lot of different ways. Heavy makeup is a sure tell sign of a damaged woman. Heavy makeup. I'm talking cake face, eyelashes, lips, fillers, extensions, the whole 9 yards. Damaged goods. Walk away. Number 2, fishing tackle in their face. Damaged goods. That's an outward expression of an inward condition. Anything they do to their to their bodies. That's an outward expression of an internal condition. And that's not a good condition internally. Jonathan Noble won't budge. I'm sad that I did not find him where he lived. I am an Indian, neither black nor white. Men bond with the ideology of other men. Blank, patriarchy, blank. These are all created by the women and weak men. I'd agree with that statement, Betty. Well said, brother. I don't know about tin ear, but there's a lot of country music over here, more so among the older crowd, but there's some love of it among the other. Oh, interesting. Did not know that. Fake up and heavy tats and super heavy is out. Absolutely. Anything. So I just gave you the damaged goods. Cake faced. Again, a damaged good means there's an internal condition that's not right, and it's expressed outwardly through their voice, through their appearance, through their ideology, through their political affiliations, through their social justice leanings, and so forth. Damaged. Find me some. Oh, and finally, the 6th one would be technology. Constantly on their Apple. I mean, if they have an Android, if a woman has an Android phone, number 1 red flag. That was my number 1 red flag of all time. Do you know why? Because most women have iPhones. Apple is a status symbol. So a woman with an Android cannot afford an iPhone and hence has massive problems. I'm too dumb to understand politics, but I just don't feel like going to the battlefield while some rich folks enjoy life. You're all right, Street. We want to keep you healthy. Band made August 9th. That's right. See, I was right. I'm sad that I did not find him when he lived. Well, shout out to Vention, man. Good dude. John Boston, the legendary John from Boston, is in the house. Good to see you. All of her pics, she has T-ats out and wearing sexy yoga pants. She screams for attention. That's another thing. If they're seeking attention, skimpy outfits, 304 looks, heavy makeup, feminist, Apple watches, another huge red flag. Because a woman that has a phone, typically they're all the new model iPhones. Very few women do not have an old iPhone. They come out, they buy the new model every year. Apple has the most brilliant business model ever. They cater to ladies. Ladies love it. I have 2 people in my family that have iPhones and iWatches and Apple Macs, and they're my ex-wife and my daughter. And they buy the latest and greatest new one all the time. They'll spend $2,000 on a phone because it's a status symbol, and they'll get a $100 case. Go figure, with little, crystals and rhinestones, you name it. All of her pics. Okay, I just read that. These modern chicks keep falling face first into my open tackle box. I want my lures back. You know what? If you're ever fishing and you forgot your hook, Just look at the lady, the gal hanging out a couple feet down. Ask her if you could borrow the fishing tackle out of her nose. Do you think that your divorce damaged your kids in any way? They did. It did. Like getting married for them would be a hard choice. I think it's damaged all three of them in different ways. But yes, divorce weighs on kids. I can't afford any phone I want, but I use an old Samsung phone. Well, men use phones for utility. Fit watches are hijacking their brains 100% Megatron. Gone with John is back. They all seem to be seeking attention. Shout out to Gone with John and his channel. Respect. He's putting up some good content. Bad relationship with father, unless he's a bad guy, is also a red flag. 100%. 100%. I would hate myself to the extreme if my mother would be doing all this shit we see. I thank the Lord. My mother was so traditional, not perfect, but always stayed with my father. There you go. Well, my parents are together, but again, different time. Miktowski's in the house. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, brother. Miktowski says 98.78. We're close. What was the rapport with your ex and her father? Her dad liked me because he was a beta, and I was raised by a very strong alpha man. So I think, he always thought I was a good dude. Rest in peace. Did you get along with your ex-mother-in-law? I did, till she sided with her daughter through the divorce. Hell, I figured chicks, which is typical. Hell, I figured chicks that have iPhones typically are more sneakier than Android chicks from personal, especially if they pay more attention to their phone than you do. It could be, but I see a lot of every gal I met with on Android or shit shows. As the saying goes, she's not your girl, it's just your turn, says Timothy Sokol. Good to see you, brother. Kind woman is the ultimate turn on. Street mug, 100%. A kind, respectful, soft-speaking woman that is classy is very attractive. This neighbor is at least 50 pounds overweight. She got these long purple hair extensions, big eye, and nose ring. They all need the accessories to hide the excessive weight. And you know what it does, John? It makes them look even worse. Most likely misplaced tattoos everywhere. I told my daughter that I had this a spare Android. We smashed her iPhone. There you go. If it's for your daughter, that's one thing. I'm talking women in their 20s and above. John Boston is the AC/DC of our rad channel. He's playing bass today. You know what John is? He's playing bass. It's funny going to the gym, all these chicks wearing their tights on their phones, not even working out. I see it, and a lot of these women are lifting the way men lift. Happy birthday to Geddy Lee. They finally made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Go with a burger today, Bob. Throw some nice pepper jack on there with some good mustard, onions, and all the fixins. We cannot keep up with tech anymore. Mysterio, I saw Mission Impossible. I thought it was a good movie. Again, predictable, but still good. Kool-Aid feminists, they're everywhere. Kool-Aid drinking feminists. I can't believe that your kids do not know what a crowbar was. Yeah, I mean, that's just, think about it. When I was growing up, oil shops did not exist. I think in the 80s is when you started seeing Jiffy Lube and Oil Can Henry's. We had to change the oil unless you went to a dealership, but my dad always changed the oil. Now it's easy. Just spend your $29.99 and you don't even have to. Most women don't even know where the oil cap is, or boys. She's got quite a few tattoos. They're probably all misplaced, and you guarantee there's a Tinkerbell tattoo somewhere on that body and a palm tree. Many of these modern chicks are morphing into Jabba the Hutt with colored hair. Rusty Rivers for 300 Trebek. 1.5 pound burger it is. There you go, Polska. Heavy chicks can still pull guys. You get it, because men will sit and sleep with anything. I've seen it. The best men do is change the way women treat us, but we cannot transform her. 98% of women are so degenerate, their souls are corrupted beyond repair. They are straight from hell where they belong. You know, you're not mistaken. You cannot fix the modern day female. 98% of them. Damaged. Damaged. Guys, quit chasing them. Quit chasing them. Every woman on a dating app, 99.9% are damaged. And the men are too. Build your own home gym. It will build I will build it on my land. That's right. You're building a compound out there. Here in Cali, all they got attitude, even the fatties. What does Tom Likas say? The fuglies and the fatties. Rad, I agree with you on the kids in divorce. I think your kids and mine have all suffered an arrested development because absolutely. My middle boy who said he wanted us to get divorced a year and a half ago, last year, which is what, 6.5 years after the divorce, said, Dad, that's the worst thing that ever happened, the breakup of our family. And he was for his mother, 13, 14 at that time. Red flag number 1, cracked screen bar with 1 bar of charge left. McTowski for 300, Trebek. That is a great red flag to remember. Cracked screens. John Paul Jones is great. He's a quiet one, isn't he? So that is the reality. Men, we have, we contributed to the problem, right? All of this red pill, this going your own way, this understanding of female nature, we had to learn or we had to experience. Now that we experience it, we can see through the bullshit and we can have a great life by not hitching wagons to damaged women and damaged situations. And if their majority are damaged, you're not going to win. She's not the one. She's not different from the rest. That is a myth. You're not different from other men. You still have male nature. She has female nature. We have to just learn how to work with what we have, navigate our life so we don't end up like Hulk Hogan on his 3rd or 4th marriage. I deleted every single dating app many months ago. No social media other than talking to family and job. Cannot get myself tired feeding them with validation. There are plenty simps to do the job. Couldn't have said it better, Betty. A friend of mine married a 300-pounder. You saw the pics, and the simp doc married a 58-year-old woman. Simpery is out of hand in Massachusetts. I really believe that men are getting with the most disgusting creatures out there because they're so scared of being alone. They will hitch their wagons like your friend John to the most fugly fatties out there. Men's Daily says, I've seen chicks refuse to permanently delete all their social media and dating apps in front of their man while having iPhones in order to keep their relationship. 3 out of the 4 won't do it. Yeah, they're in love with their phones. That's their only boyfriend. A woman that's married and has an iPhone, the iPhone comes before the guy. When are the courts going to catch up to the false alligators? Never. It's a moneymaker, Jawara, just like the prison system makes money. Gama John says, all men are abusive and controlling and abusive. You're verbally abusive. Mysterio, there's a great Rush cover band called Lotus Land out of Rhode Island. I got to see them. I went to see Zebra last week at the City Winery in Boston. Zebra was excellent. One man's dream girl is another man's nightmare. One man's treasure is another man's trash. Or what is it? One man's trash is another man's treasure. I mean, that's a reality. I get a lot of emails from a lot of guys telling me that the girl winked at him and blocked him. Well, the reality is that lady seeks attention and validation. She's hive-minded and programmed, and once she gets your attention, she considers you weak and goes on to the next guy, and she plays that game over and over and over. Do you want to be caught in that again? Do you want to go to the town called Woman on a Pedestal? Or do you want to go to a town called Chasing Excellence? The doctor did marry a 58-year-old, but I think he's 58 too. When you walk away, it's a countdown to cheat. Then you walk away and it's a countdown to cheat. There you go. Women will never change on their own. MGTOW Monk a decade ago, the best move I ever made. Guys, it's not going back. Here's another thing. From my perspective, and you can disagree with me, a war is not going to solve anything. A war will get, if someone's infiltrating your town, they're going to hide behind you. But when the town's freed, they're going to go back to what they know. It's all temporary. Rad, would you say that once the ex got a cell phone, everything? Yes. In fact, I kept them on. We had Android when it first came out because iPhone was quite expensive, that iPhone, the first one. Remember, you had a half God, I think he had 200 megabytes of data or something. It was like 400 a month or something. I'm like, hell no, I'm not spending that kind of money. But once she got iPhones for the kids, it all changed because now there's apps, there's all that. Oh yeah. Men are seen as dumber because they are direct and explicit, and women are seen as smart because they're indirect and implicit, but reality is exactly the opposite. Couldn't agree more. Red pill is a great way in the way of breaking the program that tells you that you must find a woman as the ultimate goal in life. Well said, Jason. Well said. I'm closing on a house next Friday, 40% down and paid off in 8 years. Payment is $30 a month more than my apartment. Good for you, brother. Glad you could get in during this shit show of the economy. Chase excellence and ditch all validation, says Mega. They can be oppressed all they want, just not on my time. Timothy Sokol. Doc just signed up for the great divorce. Oh, can you imagine getting divorced in your 60s? Jawari, yes, the doctor is 58, married a 50-year divorced woman with 2 kids and 2 dogs. He married a woman older than his ex. Oh, what a sad, sad story. Loneliness is a huge, huge disease. MGTOW is the way to go. It is the only way if you want to preserve your sanity. My ex now can scream at the walls, but not at me anymore. It's funny. It's been, 8 years? And my ex is still upset about life. And I'm like, nowhere to be found. But yet when we were together, I was always the problem. I was the problem for the kids. I was too tough. I was too abusive and controlling. My kids were scared of me because I was abusive and controlling. But here's the deal. My version of red pill is this. Red pill tells me that there is a reality out there from my fantasy. And the blue pill world says there's a fantasy that's greater than the reality. And the fantasy says, I just picked the wrong one. I know the more I do for her, the more she's going to love me. The red pill guy or the red pill world says, the more I do for her, the less she'll like me. She's not mine. It's just my turn. I'm not going to validate her and give her free attention. I'm going to put all that attention on myself. That's the world. And people, I don't even know why there's a discussion of men going their own way. A man that goes his own way chooses how he lives his life with the knowledge and experience that he's endured through his life. And he can go back to the blue pill plantation and fantasy whenever he wants because it's going to be there for the remainder of the existence of Earth. We are not going back. We just talked about the rent versus mortgage being similar last night. Yes, we did. Giving the kids discipline is not controlling and abusive. I need that baseball cap. Controlling and abusive. My ex-wife put all kind of alligators and accusations of how abusive I am to my sons. Nothing got stick in the court. Mine said the same thing. It's just par for the course. If you can get into a house and build a little equity for very little more than rent, you're right on track. Get Free says, do you have any friends with long-term successful marriages? No. Actually, I have one or two. But they still struggle. I don't know what success would be that they made it. But everybody changes, right? Love to see a man paying off his house, debt-free life like FJT. I paid my house off. Hey, Rad, I just want to let you know that you're amazing. Please never stop doing these. By far have the best red pill channel. I just want to let you know you're appreciated. El Capo, appreciate you being here. Tell me where you are from. We do these channels to help other men without anything in return. All I expect is participation and experience and insights from your perspective. And I'll share with you mine. I don't hate women. The only thing I hate in life are feminists and liberals. But they hate us. So big deal. I hate that philosophy. I hate weakness. I hate hive-mindedness. I love independence. I love independent thinking. I love people that overcome issues. We're not all perfect. I've gone through my own issues. I got my own issues I'm still dealing with. But at least I've been moving forward. I haven't gone back to the old way of thinking. Do certain issues come up? Do I get upset sometimes when I think about where my life has gone and what's? Sure, that's humanity. That's human nature. But we move forward when we remember those things. Polska says, I got cottonmouth chaos, must be smoking. Polska is going to have a couple beers tonight. Abusive, She got a Toyota Camry when she wanted a Mercedes. Yes, mine wanted a Land Rover. So I bought her a minivan. And that was a great minivan. That Honda minivan was awesome. There are too many manginas, but I think MGTOW will convert majority of them by experience and stuff. Well, what's going to happen is this. The generation that's being born today, their first crush will be an artificial intelligence, either on the computer, their phone, or some sort of robot. The gap is too wide for men and women to get along in relationships. To hit and quit, to smash and dash is a different story. But for them to maintain a strong relationship, no, that's a cold hard truth, as Richard Cooper would say. Those are the cold hard truth facts. It's not going back. And especially if you are later in life dealing with what you are dealing with. If you're 40 and dating a 20-year-old, already programmed, over. She's going to leave you if you marry her. If you marry a 30-year-old that's got kids, already programmed. A 40-year-old, it's all programmed. You cannot change anything. Go and convert and be an Amish, is what I would say. Chase excellence, get free. Chase excellence, masculinity, men first. Hey, rad gents, just got back from camping with my dad, donating my fair share of blood to the forest gods. Bolo. Where'd you go camping, brother, up in Canada? Did you go out to Banff? All the best for all you guys. I will watch the replay tonight. Jedi Dark Force. Thanks, brother. Men going their own way is seen as misogyny. Ladies don't like it when they are not seen as objects to be aware. Of course. It's attention. Women's currency is attention. 98% of women base their lives on the attention and validation they get today, tomorrow, and yesterday. See you later, Mega. Polska is going to be going live tonight. Always catch a Polska stream. They're quite entertaining. Chase excellence and control your biology. Well, just live in reality. And reality says the more effort I put into myself, the better return on investment I get. The more effort, money, attention, and time I put into a relationship or a woman, the less I get. You choose this day who you will serve, yourself or the woman on a pedestal. I cannot understand my doctor friend paying alimony and getting married again. I hope he's got an ironclad prenup. I bet he doesn't. He justified marrying her because it was a relative's friend he knew for 50 years. That is funny. Well, the reality is this. He got married again because he's worried about being lonely. He hasn't worked on himself, and he will endure. She'll probably run him all day long, and he'll just endure it because he's in love with the fantasy of being a husband. That's a difference. Or being in a marriage or a relationship or being engaged. That title, that perspective, that how people view you. Oh, he's getting engaged. He's getting married. You didn't hear the news? They've known each other for 50 years. They knew each other in second grade, and their lives intertwined. Oh, what a perfect love story. Doesn't that sound like The Notebook? We camped at Esker Lakes Park, brought my fishing rod, didn't catch shit, but it was peaceful. Something about throwing your lure into a nice, calm lake. They're trying to snatch guns from men's hands while they need to snatch smartphones from women's hands. They have powered. If that's a great analogy you put. The cell phone is more powerful than any cold, hard piece of metal that fits perfectly with your index finger. They should confiscate phones. It's amazing before marriage just how much women knew about how divorce works and how little men do. I think it's somehow implanted in their biology in the womb. Who knows? Women may have hated Trump, but they respected him. Absolutely. She's being good until the marriage is secured. Absolutely. 100%. It's the ease of use. It's what they have to do to get the carrot and then to move forward, to make sure that they acquire that carrot when they pull the carrot. Peace, quiet, and freedom, single town bachelor. Jason, women plan the wedding and learn how to divorce at the same time if they need to. Guy, they're thinking about divorce the moment you propose. They look at the ring. I guarantee those women all went and got that ring appraised. They went and got that ring of praise. Migtowski says, you had a layover at SLC. It was great seeing women without fake up. There's quite a few out here. But, if you don't want to see women with makeup, go to the Pacific Northwest. They're all heavies and feminists. They look like emotionals. They wear the Jeffrey Dahmers. They wear the George Costanza round glasses. They got multicolored hair. They've got fishing tackle in their face. They're fat. They got a Tinkerbell tattoo on their forearm and then a slot machine tattoo on the back of their calf. When it comes to working out, all I want is a lean body type. Rock hard abs have to be sculpted. Yeah, you know what? If guys that have those abs, great. You know how hard it is to maintain that. You can't eat. You don't eat salt. You just drink sugar all day, water. The moment you have a potato chip, you no longer have the pack. It's very difficult. When I saw the doctor friend, she was wearing a white dress. I was thinking, good luck, dude. The BJs are over, man. The baloney Josephs is what Rad calls them. Men are surprised when they see the divorce papers served, but the hard truth is planning was going on for a long time in her brain. Oh, yeah. I guarantee mine was thinking about getting divorced literally probably right after the first baby was born. Red Pill Ronald did an awesome stream last night about Instagram models in Dubai. They go where the money and the attention is. I've heard stories about those folks out that in the country. They're really sick. Like they want them to do really sick stuff. Perverted, like beyond all perversion. Crazy. But most gals today are damaged. They will do that stuff because they're looking for material and resources. That morality doesn't exist anymore. In my 20s, a woman 10 years older than me tried to finesse me out of my money. She almost pulled off a long-term scam. Oh, good for you. Guys, you got to be smart logically. When a woman's asking you for money, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Again, another damaged piece. A lot of ladies are not financially secure, unfortunately. Well, they made those decisions either by marrying a deadbeat, getting with a deadbeat, getting knocked up, not having a degree, using their looks. So most women, most gals in high school, they're attractive, they're young, they're fertile, they're soft, they're perky, and then they think those looks will continue and that attention will continue. Well, that attention and those looks drop off mid to late 20s. A 16-year-old does not look the same at 26, especially when they hit 30. Now, and psychology says they're no longer that pristine, hot Phoebe Cates anymore. There's now a new 16-year-old that the 40-year-olds are looking at, or excuse me, or an 18-year-old that the 40-year-olds are looking at. Has anyone else here had to endure the commercial on YouTube where a line of fat tattooed women are standing together in panties and bras? I've seen it, Swick. Disgusting. You're fat phobic if you don't date them. Simps don't get that. If you act like a woman's above you, she'll treat you like you are beneath her, then reward arrogance and swiftly punish. Absolutely. And now we have a Navy commander that's a lady. Interesting. Now at the gate, Dubai porta potty dumpster fires. Yep. When you drink water, do you put sea salt, apple cider vinegar, or lime? I like apple cider in it. Some electrolytes. My ex is 7 had the nerves to say, what have you done for my birthday? This is what I've done. I took her lots of dinners. I gave her money. I took her to Vegas Street. Yeah, that's still not enough, is it, El Capo? Yep, that's right, Polska. That's what I'm referring to. The wall is undefeated. The only undefeated competitor in all of the world. And death. Every Vegas trip, I spent $300 on new clothes for her birthday. You know what she done for me? Nothing. Let me jump in that canoe with you because I am in the similar experience when I was married. The wall is undefeated. Actually, my ex-wife did some good things. I'm not going to bash her that she was 100% bad. Eventually, we grew apart. We grew apart parenting, and we didn't like each other. Today, a lot of women are looking for marriage as a retirement program. Oh, isn't that the truth? even came up with the term starter marriage? Must have been Oprah. She's not married. She married that beta male simp. No, she's living with that beta male simp. What's his name? Stefan? Don't they live out in Chicago, Polska? Polska probably delivered flowers to Oprah from that simp. I gave her my ex very expensive gold earrings imported from India, 22 grand. What I got in return? Scorn, and I wanted to have gold. Now, they weren't big enough, were they, Betty? That's what they'll say. Oh, I love these diamond earrings, but they're not big enough. I wanted a half carat, not a quarter carat, or 1 carat instead of a half carat. Career women run up trillions in student loan debt with no ROI. Well, you know those little, psychology, cultural degrees, or feminist studies degrees, or, what's another goofball one? Social archaeology degrees, the dumbest things out there. John says, Rad, my ex regrets what she did to the family. She listened to the wrong people and now is paying the price for it. Well, misery loves company, doesn't it, out there? She followed what her friends thought. You go, girl. You're going to have a great life. Eat, pray, love. Divorce him. He's abusive and controlling. You'll have a great life without him. Look, we get to go on cruises. Guys are all over us. People buy us drinks and dinners. It's amazing. I got freedom. I'm not tied to him. You go, girl. I got it all. Eat, pray, love, 300 Trebek. I'm hearing way more breakups and divorce, way more than getting together. It's like short-term is the reality than long-term relationships. Correct. I've never met Better Bachelor. I see some of his stuff, and I think he does well. He's for some reason he's not my cup of tea. Every now and again I'll watch something that's intriguing, but there's very few content creators. I like the smaller guys that are typically on my channel, and go back and forth and things like that. But used to listen to Coach Greg Adams, so I got tired of that too. And then all he does, I'm not bashing on him, but I'm not a guy. I don't believe that sugar babies and sugar dad. I think that's stupid. Like you're paying for money where a woman's been infiltrated by multiple hot dogs. Yeah, no thanks. But I guess most women are anyways. Any collabs coming up? I'm trying to put together one or two. It comes down to timing. I believe his name is Stedman, and yes, they are married. He's living the easy life, and yes, I've delivered to Oprah before. Oh, there you go, Polska. I didn't know they were married. I thought they were living in sin. Women say where are the good men? Not understanding that her female nature will never allow her to be attracted to that good guy. I renegade. But well said. Listen to what he just said. Female nature will never allow her to be attracted to the good guy because she wants the bad boy. She wants the felon, the tattooed guy. Tattoos on faces, apparently, I read an article that women find it attractive. Pretty much anything with studies is useless. Well said, brother. Dangerously damaged, says JT in the house. Good to see you. My older brother's wife drank the Kool-Aid and divorced him 2 years later. She had a profile on Tinder. Yeah, and you know what they're doing to her on Tinder? Sugary is prostitution, says Ironheart. CJ's funny. Yeah, in the end, I liked more for entertainment. I mean, he's been through similar stuff that we've been through, but in the end, it was like, he's got a good show. But I just don't have time anymore. What body types do you see with couples? It's funny to see heavy with heavy. How about the tall guy and the short, or the tall gal and the short guy? Like a 6 foot tall gal with like a 5'5". I think that's very interesting. Colleges need to be shut down. 70% of them make education expensive, so that only those that can fund are genuinely interested. Absolutely. My son's going to college. He's going to be an airline pilot, and it's expensive, but he's definitely in the right time for it. And the starting salary is like $98,000 to start. He's got a couple years to pay off all those loans, and he'll be off and running. And airline pilots only work 80 hours a month. They can't work more. He's right. 90 hours a week. I can't imagine how he does that. I mean, he streams like 3.5 to 4 hours in the morning and at night. That's 8 hours. So he's got 2 hours to run errands. I don't know. Again, he's making a ton of money on it. Good for him. But yeah, I couldn't do that. My ex-wife has subscribed to the dating app, $80 6 months for something. Now she's getting desperate that she has started to pay for crap. I've seen women when I was doing all the dating apps, they would be on all of them, even Match, paying for Match. You have to pay for that. McTowski, older women on Tinder is sad. They think they are special, but they're just practice. Well said. When you and your ex were together, were you both in shape? I was out. I was heavier. Yeah. I mean, she was always a petite gal, but there was times she got on some medication that made her put on some weight, but she's back down to, she's not heavy. She's like 5'5", 120 pounds or 100, something like that. But with pregnancy, yeah, you get heavy. Give them a phone; they'll be special, right? Oprah, her studio is called Harpo. Play on her name. Her TV network is named Oprah Winfrey Network, which is NWO backwards. Interesting. Polska giving us the Oprah tour. Bob Marley had a harem of women. Wonder how he died. Do you think he was poisoned? Ironheart, 100%. Yes, he is right. My nephews went into trades. One is a sprinkler fitter and the other is a welder, and both make over 120. That's the thing, man. Go into trades. Plumber, HVAC, auto technician, diesel mechanic. You always have work. My son loves the flying. He has simulation games. He's 100% convinced this is what he wants to do. I said, you better be sure, because it ain't cheap. You got to get a degree, and then you got to pay $90,000 to be a pilot. It costs $90,000 to get fully instrumented in your hours. And then you fly for a small carrier as a first captain. Is it first captain? First officer. And then you get the experience a couple years. By the time he's 30, he's going to be a captain, if not sooner. And they make $250, $300 a year, working 80 hours a month. So I told him, I said, you start flying, and the other 80 hours a month, you should be instructing. You should be doing something to get all those loans paid off, so you're not just sitting around for 2 weeks doing nothing. And I told him to watch out for those flight attendants. Those captains marry the flight attendants. 5 years later, they got 2 kids and give half away. And that's the key. But, once your kids get old enough, they're on their own. And mentally and emotionally. So, when I was 18, I thought I knew the world. Hell, when I was 15, I was skateboarding all these contests, and I would think that, I knew everything because I was in this, this sport. I don't know if you'd call this sport, but this pastime that I loved, and I was adventurous and reckless and risk taking. And, you think you know everything. My dad would tell me certain things, and I wouldn't listen, but he was right. So hopefully my kids will see that down the road. Mysterio says, I think a minimalist mindset will do wonders for your sons in college. Yes. I've told him, I said, I'm selling the house. I don't need it anymore. No one's here. Your sister's, on the East Coast, your brother's in a different state, and you're off. You're living on your own now. I don't need this house anymore. I was talking to Timmy Kramer about that. Peace, quiet, and freedom is the ultimate version of wealth out there. Peace, not having to deal with drama, quietness, having the time to just be tranquil, just sit with yourself, meet others. Everything's on your time, and freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, how you want it. Freedom to move. I don't think we were meant to be a culture. I think the Indians, the Native American Indians, really understood, because they would migrate, right? They would migrate through seasons. So whatever season they were in, to make sure they would move their teepees and so forth in their caravans to get the food of that area, or, to follow the bison or buffalo or whatever. So they were constantly nomadic, and I think that brought quite a bit of freedom. And I think Living in these boxes of sticks and stones, we've really hampered our progress. I feel like our rad channel sharpened us all on here. I would agree with that statement. I was on a flight once where the pilot over the intercom joked to the passengers about how he was broke due to multiple wives who divorced him. They make good money, but man, making good money and keeping good money are two different ball games. Been on every dating site, and most women were on them, and there was no note in my book, so I tried the apps, and when I scrolled down, I was out the door faster than Flash. There you go. And he's in Denmark. Go figure. Oh, but Rad, the women overseas are not like American and Canadian. They love men. They're respectful. They're feminine. They're kind. They're natural. They'll do anything for men. Get free. No, I do not have Native American blood. But I do like Native Americans. I like the Hopi a lot. I like what the Hopi stand for. I think they've got some really cool metaphysical ideas and philosophy. There's a lot of different, the Utes, the Cherokee, the Croy, or is it the Croy? What about the ones out in the East Coast? But yeah, I like the Hopi a lot. I think the Hopi they're like the Buddhist of the Native Americans. They're pretty dang cool. Betty says the European women are not as good or worse than the USA's. I would probably agree with that, but I think they're all very similar. Son's $250K will be $125 if he marries a hot flight attendant. 100%, Jora. Roku has a group called Powerful Women. You know what's funny? There's so many shows now, MILF Island, and there was that one show, I forgot the name, where the mothers and sons all went to this place in Mexico to mingle with other mothers and sons. So the mothers would get with sons of other mothers. So they're 40 to 50-year-old mothers with, 20 to 25-year-old sons. It was like the weirdest thing. It's like, what is delusion going? You can't make another goofball show. It was so delusional, I had to watch it. And you just walk away going, this can't be real. I mean, most of it's scripted, but still, just the idea. Send them my way and I'll tell them the truth, says Singletown. There you go. It's the same in the Swiss Alps Rad. Was it MILF Manor? Possibly Infamous Cheesecake. Possibly. Well, listen, I'm going to cut this off. You guys have been great. Watch out for those damaged goods. They're extremely visible. Again, cake face, watch junkies, iPhone or social media junkies, phone junkies, fishing tackle in their nose, no respect for men or fathers, especially feminists, liberals, and there's typically a tattoo of a Tinkerbell on their shoulder or their wrist. There's a slot machine tattoo somewhere. There's probably a martini tattoo on their outer ankle, and then there's always some stupid Japanese or Chinese saying "live loud, love" or something stupid like that. And those are all damaged. An ex who had a PhD in First Nation studies told me the women shun the braves who defeated the tribe and not welcome in the village. Oh, geez. Of course. The pearly things I just can't get. Well, you guys have been great. I'm out. Rebel against defeat. Chase excellence. Masculinity. Men first.